Why shift pallets when you could shift perspectives? Moving inventory of the mind can create change, change that can move mountains. By planting the seed of a good idea or a healthy habit into the mind of a receptive individual could move the course of history. Hello and welcome back to another episode of What's Your One Thing? I'm your host, Jordan Hiller, and today we're going to cover a personal development topic as old as time, and we're going to make this dramatic. Here we go. Motivation and inspiration. And for those of you not watching on camera, I just did the classic, you guys remember CSI Miami with, I believe his name was Horatio Kane. Whenever he would say something serious, he would pull his sunglasses off. I'll do it one more time just so everyone can get the full effect. Today we're going to cover motivation and inspiration. And for that, I'm going to tell you a story about how I failed. How I took last place. How I was way out of my league. All right. 2 weeks ago, I took part in my first ever powerlifting competition. For those of you that don't know, that's just where you do lifts like the squat, bench press, and deadlift. And you get 3 attempts at each one, and you can progressively go higher with that weight. Now, first thing that comes to your mind, Jordan, you do not strike me as a powerlifter. Well, you would be wrong because I did it. But you also you would be right. I don't look like everybody else that was there. And that's okay. But it is intimidating. And that's why most people don't do it. I like to stretch my limits. I like to do things that other people aren't willing to do to get things other people aren't going to get. I found out that a lot of these guys, this was only their second competition, or it was their first, but they had been doing this for years, and it took that long to build up the courage to actually be able to do it and to compete, because they were putting themselves in the same category as everybody else. I just went in there because I wanted the experience. I wanted something new. I wanted something to push myself further. And boy, did I, because I was at the bottom of the totem pole. My highest weight wasn't even as close to their first opening weights. And that's fine, because this is what the story is about. It's not about losing that competition or what I did there. What this is about is how what you do can affect so many other people. Your struggles, or when you try to achieve something, a goal, or when you just are there for somebody else to motivate them and inspire them, you have the ability to move mountains. You can shift perspectives, okay? This is how I was able to lift over 500 pounds. Not me personally, because that would be a challenge for these tiny little toothpick arms. But it's what I was able to do through other people. Unbeknownst to me, my unofficial coach happened to be watching that meet. I had no idea. I had no idea that anyone I knew was actually watching it. I had nobody in the audience. It was just me there. Well, he was watching. Turns out he was watching at the gym, and watching me try to do my lifts made him so inspired that he started hitting the gym harder. He started working out very intensely, and this guy is eons above me. Okay? But I was able to inspire him to reach a higher potential, to do more than he was doing before, just by watching. So this goes to show you that you never know who is watching what you're doing, and you never know the impact you have on others. So that's what we're going to cover today. What I would like your one thing to be this week is I want you to inspire somebody. Now, how to do that is to make somebody a hero. Your audience wants a hero. They need somebody to cheer for. Now, your audience can be your family, your coworkers, your friends. Give them somebody to root for. If you don't like to be the center of attention, that's fine. Make it somebody else. What is somebody trying to achieve? Be that motivation. Be that ear of inspiration to them, to encourage them to go beyond their limits and prove that they are capable. They are able to do things way beyond what they think they are. That is what I would like you to do. Because most things in life, we just move around day to day. We just move things from here to there. And I had this thought, I had this idea. I used to work in a warehouse, and I would just move pallets. I would move a pallet from here to over there, and I realized that was life. All I'm doing is I'm moving one thing from one spot to another. But then it hit me. Why shift pallets when you could shift perspectives? Moving inventory of the mind can create change. Change that can move mountains. By planting the seed of a good idea or a healthy habit into the mind of a receptive individual could move the course of history. Now that is a grand scale. That is my ultimate vision, that these little nuggets, these little nudges, these little things that I come to every week to say, hey, try this, is that it is planting that seed. It is giving you that idea that you are capable, that you are inspiring, that what you do matters, and even when you think nobody's looking. You have the ability to move mountains. You have the ability to affect other people's lives in ways that isn't even fathomable to you at this moment. And I want you to give that feeling to others. I want you to have that feeling yourself this week. I want you to be this aura, this light of just positive, oozing potential, to the point where people even are, concerned for your well-being. Like, you seem way too happy right now. Why are you so jazzed for me to, pass this test? Or why? Like, I want you to tackle this with the tenacity of somebody trying to get, into the space program, like astronauts. I want you to tackle life like it is the most important thing, because it is. You have no idea what your presence does to other people. There's that viral video on the internet, I think it shows the mom like dancing to the song behind her baby, and she's banging on the pot, and it's got that really inspirational song, and maybe I'll play it in the background here and not get canceled for copyright infringement. And the baby just starts dancing. All right, your mood is infectious. Your energy is contagious, okay? Happiness, motivation, inspiration is what you should be putting out. So that is what I would like you to work on this week. Just get out there and be that nudge, okay? Be that healthy habit. Be that good idea in somebody else's mind. Or you know what? Maybe you need this. Maybe you just needed this motivation today to like, you know what? I can do this. I will succeed. Okay. All right. We are going to leave it at that. As always, I'd love to hear from you. I am all alone in this tiny, tiny room, and it would mean the world to me to hear from you. So, as always, you can reach me at what'syourone@gmail.com. That's the words, what's your, the number one, and the word thing @gmail.com. I am so excited for this week for you. I am just going to go out there and motivate the hell out of everybody I see. All right? People are going to be scared. People are going to be concerned. But that's okay, because all it takes is one. If I know I'm reaching just one person with my infectious energy, that Tommy Boy, Chris Farley, I'm going to rip my coat shirt off energy. Okay. Namaste. And on that note, let's get the hell out of here before somebody calls the psych ward. All right, my friends, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.